No one saw this coming. For months, whispers had filled the entertainment world, murmurs about a hidden truth in Yu Menglong's quiet life. But when the truth finally surfaced, it sent waves of shock through the entire industry. Behind the calm eyes of the actor who had captured millions of hearts lay a secret that would change everything, a secret he had buried so deep even his closest friends never suspected. It began one quiet afternoon when a journalist from a small publication stumbled across an old photograph. In it, Yu Menglong stood near a lakeside, wearing a simple white shirt and a soft smile, holding the hand of a young boy who looked uncannily like him. The resemblance was undeniable, from the shape of his eyes to the small dimple that appeared when he smiled. The image went viral within hours, and suddenly the world wanted answers. His fans were torn between disbelief and heartbreak. Social media exploded with questions. Was this real? Was the boy truly his son, or was it another rumor spun by fame and envy? No one had answers, and Yu Menglong remained silent. But the silence did not last. Days later, an insider from a production set where Yu Menglong had worked years ago spoke up. She revealed that the actor had disappeared from the public eye for several months during a time when he was at the peak of his fame. He had turned down major projects, claiming exhaustion. Few knew that during those months, he had been living in a quiet town far from the flashing cameras, visiting someone dear to him. That someone, the insider said, was a woman who shared a deep past with him, and together they had a child. As the news spread, Dylan Wang was reportedly one of the first to reach out to him. A source close to the two actors claimed Dylan was heartbroken for his friend, knowing how hard it must have been to keep something so personal hidden for so long. Meanwhile, Shen Yue, who had once worked closely with Yu Menglong, was said to be in tears when she heard the truth. She could not believe that the man who had once been so open and kind had been carrying such a burden alone. Then came the emotional moment that broke everyone's heart. Yu Menglong finally decided to address the world. In a live interview, he sat down with calm eyes but a trembling voice. The air was tense as millions tuned in. He began by thanking his fans for their love, then paused, taking a deep breath before saying words that no one expected. I kept this secret not out of shame, but out of love. I wanted to protect him from everything that comes with this life, from the lights, from the noise, from me. He is my son. The room went silent. Even the host, who was usually full of questions, could not speak for a moment. The emotion in his voice was so raw, so real, that many watching could not hold back tears. Across social media, the clip spread like wildfire. People called it the most emotional confession of the year. Reports later revealed that the child lived abroad with his mother, away from the spotlight. Yu Menglong had been sending support quietly, making sure the boy had everything he needed. He had visited when he could, keeping his promise to stay in his son's life without letting the world take that innocence away. Soon after the revelation, Bai Lu spoke in support of him. She wrote a heartfelt message online saying, "Sometimes love is not about showing the world what you have, but protecting what truly matters." Her words went viral instantly, and fans began flooding Yu Menglong's page with messages of love and forgiveness. In the days that followed, the entertainment industry reacted. Some criticized him for hiding the truth, but many more praised his courage. Wang Yibo commented briefly during a live fan event, saying that everyone deserves to protect their private happiness. His statement drew huge applause, and fans appreciated the solidarity among the stars. But what truly moved everyone came at the end of the month. A small video appeared online, showing Yu Menglong at a park, watching quietly as the young boy ran across the grass. For a brief moment, the child turned, waving excitedly toward him. His laughter filled the air, and Yu Menglong smiled, a pure and genuine smile that said everything words could not. The video ended there, but that single image stayed in everyone's hearts. Many said it was the first time they had seen Yu Menglong truly at peace. Others wrote that they finally understood the depth behind his acting, the emotion he carried in every role. It was no longer just talent, it was life, experience, and love. Fans began creating tributes, editing past scenes of his dramas alongside clips from interviews, symbolizing the journey of a man who had lived through hidden storms. Every scene seemed to hold new meaning now, every smile hiding a story of sacrifice and care. As time passed, Yu Menglong's confession became a moment of reflection for the entire industry. It was a reminder that behind every polished performance stood a human being with stories untold, battles unseen, and love that often remained in the shadows. When asked if he would one day introduce his son to the world, Yu Menglong smiled softly and said, "Maybe when he's ready. I want him to have a choice. I want him to be free." Those words ended the interview, but they lingered in the minds of everyone who heard them. In that quiet truth, fans saw not just a celebrity, but a father, a man who had chosen love over fame. And in the world of glittering lights and constant noise, that rare kind of sincerity was what truly made hearts tremble. Yu Menglong's secret was no longer a scandal. It had become a story of love, sacrifice, and the unseen side of stardom that no one would ever forget. The sun had barely risen when the news spread across the city. Yu Menglong was gone. No one believed it at first. The internet froze. Fans cried. And the world seemed to stop for a moment. Messages poured in from every corner. Shen Yue was seen crying outside her apartment. Dylan Wang cancelled all his scheduled appearances. Bai Lu went completely silent on social media. And Wang Yibo, who was rumored to have known the truth all along, disappeared from the public eye. But then, as reporters swarmed the studio where Yu Menglong last filmed, a single notebook was found in his dressing room. Inside it, there were pages of unfinished letters, all written to one person, his son. Each line carried pain, regret, and love. It was as if he knew something was about to happen, as if he had been preparing his goodbye. The letter began with a single trembling sentence. "My son, when you finally read this, I might no longer be by your side, but please know that everything I did was to protect you." That sentence alone shattered everyone. Tears streamed from the eyes of the director as he read the words aloud. The crew stood frozen. And somewhere far away, a young boy was seen walking through the rain holding a small photo of Yu Menglong. He was the secret son. Rumors spread that the boy's mother had once been a production assistant on one of Yu Menglong's earliest dramas. They shared a quiet love that never saw the light of day. He had promised her that one day he would make it right. But the fame, the cameras, and the pressure took everything away. In his last few days, Yu Menglong had reportedly called Shen Yue. He told her something that no one could believe. He said, "Tell him I am proud of him, even if the world never knows who he is." Shen Yue tried to stay calm, but her voice cracked when she told Dylan Wang what had happened. Dylan was silent for a long time before whispering, "He knew this day was coming." Hours before his passing, Yu Menglong was seen sitting by the studio window, staring at the sky. His phone showed one last message left unsent. "To my son, when they tell you stories about me, don't believe the rumors, believe the man in the photo you carry." The boy was later brought to the same set where Yu Menglong filmed his final scene. He stood quietly beside the director, watching the last footage of his father smiling on screen. The moment the lights dimmed, he looked up and said something that sent chills across the entire crew. "He said he would come back, and I believe him." The words echoed through the studio. Everyone froze. Even the cameras kept rolling long after the silence fell. A few days later, during the memorial ceremony, Shen Yue and Dylan Wang arrived together. Wang Yibo walked behind them holding the last script Yu Menglong had worked on. It was titled, "The Son I Couldn't Tell the World About." The audience wept. The air was filled with emotion too heavy to describe. But then, as the candles flickered, Bai Lu noticed something unusual on the back of the final page. A small handwritten note, signed with Yu Menglong's initials. It said, "If you find this, tell him the truth I never could." That was when everything changed. The media began investigating. Fans pieced together hidden clues from old interviews. Someone remembered how Yu Menglong always wore a silver bracelet during shoots. They said it was a gift from someone special. Now, that same bracelet was found around the wrist of the boy. It confirmed everything. He was indeed Yu Menglong's son. The story broke across every major platform. News outlets called it the most heartbreaking revelation of the year. But amidst all the chaos, something strange happened at the memorial site. A voice recording was discovered in his personal effects. It was a recording he made just days before his death. His voice was calm, soft, but filled with emotion. If one day you hear this, my son, remember, I never left. I live in every scene I ever shot, in every smile I ever gave, and in every dream you dare to chase. The boy listened to it, tears streaming down his face, whispering, I'll make you proud, father. And as the crowd stood in silence, one last video appeared online. It was uploaded from Yu Menglong's old channel. The video showed him sitting on a balcony, smiling gently into the camera. He said, To those I loved and those who loved me, thank you for giving my story a meaning, and to my son, your name will one day shine brighter than mine. The video ended with a slow fade. No one knew who uploaded it. No one knew how it surfaced. But one thing was clear. The world had not just lost an actor. They had lost a man who had lived with love, carried secrets, and left behind a story no one would ever forget. And somewhere in that same city, under the soft light of dawn, the boy placed flowers at the memorial site. He looked at the sky and said softly, Rest now, father. The world finally knows your truth.